I refuse to dress like somebody I'm not to be somebody I'm not. And I learned it's good to be a little theatrical.
I remember the first time I watched Glee. It was one of the first times I saw someone on TV who looked like me. And yeah, she was a little annoying, but she was also strong, determined, and beautiful. I didn't realize how powerful representation really was until that moment. This character was Asian, she was living her life, but she was also facing some of the same issues that I was too.
What's up, Wu-Tang Witch? You ride a broomstick or a chopper stick?
Definitely sure that Tina's looked into getting an ID slanting.
It's extraordinarily racist.
I'm keeping it real.
Sorry, Santana, I'm a beautiful person. I'm in love with myself and I would never change a thing.
Throughout my time growing up with TV, I have seen such beautiful representations that make me, as not only a person of color, but a female in general, feel seen and empowered. From the strong female characters in The 100,
I fight for a no one. I fight for a death.
to the badasses in Criminal Minds.
The adults are talking. When it's your turn to speak, I'll give you permission.
I know that there is so much more to me than what is represented in film, and that's basically nothing. So let's talk about the Hollywood film industry. In August of 2018, Crazy Rich Asians was released into theaters. Having the first all-Asian cast in 25 years, it was sure to make an impact. Not only did it become the highest-grossing romantic comedy in the past 10 years, it opened the doors for more representation and diversity in Hollywood.
I hope Asian American kids watch Crazy Rich Asians and realize that they can be the heroes of their own stories. I know Crazy Rich Asians won't represent every Asian American, so for those who don't feel seen, I hope there's a story you find soon that does represent you.
Telling everybody's story is so important. It makes people feel not alone in this world. I just feel so emotional because I just never felt like I mattered.
Until Black Panther came out in January of 2018, there were no black superheroes with leading roles. Now, because of the film, young black children can see themselves on screen and see what they can truly be.
You know, we do get to see very, very strong women in this film.
Women are allowed to realize their full potential, and that's what Ryan wanted to show, and he committed to having that number of women around him, and they were all very specific, very individual, very powerful in our own ways, and therefore very effective and influential.
When we see ourselves on screen, we feel empowered, like we can do anything. But it's one thing to be visible to ourselves. It's another to feel seen by everyone else, and this brings us to the Oscars.
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences hosts a little show every year called the Oscars. A group of mostly old, mostly white men vote on their favorite movies.
The conversation of representation has been circulating for years. It became an even bigger topic in 2016 when the controversial #OscarsSoWhite trend began.
So I created Oscars So White in January of 2015. In 2016, the nominations came out, and again, there were no people of color in any of the acting categories. One time is a fluke, 2 times is a pattern. And I think it was in 2016 when Oscars So White truly took off because people realized, oh, okay, there is actually something here.
Is Hollywood racist? You're damn right Hollywood's racist, but it ain't the racist that you've grown accustomed to.
From the casting of white actors to play people of color, as seen in Ghost in the Shell and countless other films, to the tropes of the black sidekick and Asian nerd,
It's just the black guy always dies.
to the complete lack and disregard of any other forms of diversity such as race, gender, sexuality, and disability, the absence of representation in Hollywood is damaging and easily avoidable. On September 8, 2020, the Academy announced a new set of on- and off-screen representation standards. And this is great, but it only applies to Best Picture nominations, and the standards are incredibly easy to meet. Regardless, there has been a lot of controversy surrounding this topic.
I think that it's really mainly a publicity stunt. That's how I read this. I don't think it changes anything.
Having actors with disabilities on but not portraying them in an accurate way could actually be very harmful.
They identify 14 behind-the-scene positions on a production and only require 2 of those positions, to be filled from the list below.
We want opportunity. We want the black actors to get the same opportunities as white actors. That's it. Just, not just once. Leo gets a great part every year.
Change in the film industry is necessary. Accurate representation is so important. It's not enough to hire a woman and a black man to fill a role or create another white savior movie. There is so much more that needs to be done, and now is the time to do it.